This is so weird.
We're doing intermittent.
Let's start over again.
Fasting.
Ready?
What? Oh,
Okay, start it again. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that from the side. Hi.
I'm Sarah Marie.
I'm Amy. We are doing intermittent fasting, and we want to talk about our experience. The point to this is really so we can more log our own experience and have a focus is a thing.
And have better focus, because we'll look back and see how poorly we focused before.
Yeah, I think so many times you start at one place, you end up at the I guess your goal. That's the goal, and then there's like no log of in between. So I just want to log it. Pictures don't really tell the whole story, so I just want to talk about the experience as we go. So we are doing the intermittent fasting where it's not days at a time but hours of the days. So we have a meal period of 8 hours and a fasting period of 16. It's called the 16-8.
Yes.
Hardcore people. So from what I understand, and I need to like make this disclaimer, right? I don't know anything other than like what I've Googled. But from what I understand, the like hardcore people go into like, they do like a 24 or like some people go down to like 1 hour of their eating period. Not something I see myself doing. But I think the 16-8 is like the beginner level.
Also, I will say as a disclaimer, if you're here looking for like tips for yourself, this is more about our journey. So you may find things useful, but I would not put money on it.
So I'm about to break my fast. I go from 8 p.m. until noon the next day. And then I break my fast. I've been very much depending on Soylent. I know you're not supposed to have a lot of soy and it's not the best thing for you, but it's like one of those better than nothing kind of things for me. And it's easy, a great way to get my calories. Believe it or not, a lot of people have problems with like holding off eating. I don't really have that problem, and the problem that I've been running into is getting all of my calories in during that 8 hour time period. So
I feel like a football player who's like bulking up. You're like just eat, eat.
I was like crying the other day eating a peanut butter sandwich. Like I don't want any more food. So this definitely helps because it's 400 calories per. I am going to do some research to see if there's like a better version of this type of thing. Because time is definitely not something that I have a lot of, and I feel like this helps. A lot of people break their fast with like a homemade smoothie, which, again, good for you. Don't come here for tips.
So I'm not breaking my fast just yet, although I actually could technically. So I went out to eat yesterday and was like panicked, because that's the kind of person I am, because the food hadn't come, and it was I saw that, and it was like 10 minutes until 8. So I try to stay within the 12 to 8 window, but I feel like a little bit of variation is probably going to be good for me personally. But I wasn't intending to have a variation day yesterday, so when the food was taking forever to come out, I was kind of panicked. But I ended up eating a little bit later, so I didn't finish eating until 8:10. So I'm waiting until 12:10. I don't know why I'm so specific about it, but that's just how I am. So I'm just kind of drinking tea, which caffeine is...
Actually,
it hits different.
Yeah, it hits differently, but it helps you with that energy and it kind of like gets you over the hump.
Yeah.
I find that like I don't think about like I have my coffee. I look forward to my coffee in the morning, and then outside of that, she's breaking things over here. Do you want to like pause so you can
I don't know where it went.
How
do I find it?
Outside of the coffee, then it's like, I just kind of go about my day. So it's, to be honest, it's been incredibly, I realize that this isn't for everybody, doesn't have the same experience, but for me, it's incredibly easy to change my times that I eat. It doesn't seem to be anything that if this works, I'm like, wow, it's too easy. Like, it's too good to be true. But I hear a lot of people say that they cannot do that, like that fasting is really difficult for them. So I haven't run any issues. I wanted to also like talk about really quickly something that we ran into is or we looked into is like supplements, depending on the type of supplement that can break your fast. I'm not going to go into everything, so look it up. That's not my job. Just kidding. I don't know.
That's not what I'm here for.
That's not what I'm here. This is for me.
We told you what this is about.
This is for future Amy. So future Amy already knows, you know.
Are you still here?
Right, exactly. What are you doing here? So these are ritual vitamins. They're like essential vitamins for women. They got me on.
You can see it. It's like you gotta.
She just wants to be Vanna.
No. Well, I
That's
mean.
But they got me on Instagram. They were advertising on Instagram, and I was like, I'll give you my monies. To be honest, I really like these multivitamins. They're supposed to be like everything that you need and nothing that you don't, but I think all vitamins probably say that. These are 2 a day, but they have this oil in them, and I think that's what would break your fast. And then I also take, I only have 1 cup of coffee these days. I used to drink coffee throughout the day because my energy levels were low. And so now I take, I love this ashwagandha, which is really for stress and anxiety, which I also do have a problem with. But this helps me stay energized without the like jittery feeling. And I feel like it helps with stress management as it claims. Yes.
So I guess something that we should go on record is, what is your goal with this?
You read my mind.
So
Yeah, so goals for me. You could probably look at me and tell what my goals are. We got a little too much gristle going on these days. So I am a mother of 4, and and I've always been just kind of like, you know, whatever I am. I've typically been a very active person, but I find that, you know, with the stress of everything, COVID, and I'm not going to blame COVID. I was fat before that, but I don't know. I just like, I need to have a reset, and I follow a mostly plant-based diet. That's probably, you might have picked that up with the Soylent, but I follow a mostly plant-based diet, and that turns into a lot of pasta and stuff like that, and bread's so
Bread's
good.
amazing.
Bread's good stuff. So I have just gotten off of my good routines. So it's not just, I'm not just fasting, it's like fasting along with exercise. And so my goal, I could have just said it with one sentence. My goal is to lose weight, lots and lots of weight. Actually, so my goal is to lose enough weight so I can determine whether or not I have a lot of back pain because of these things here.
No, not a problem I have.
So I'm wondering if I wanted to get a breast reduction, but I'm thinking if I lose enough weight, maybe that'll take care of some of this and help me out there. So that's my goal. My goal is to be in a bikini.
You could be in a bikini in anybody. That's proven.
That's
Go
fair.
To the beach.
That's fair. And to be honest, I will wear a bikini anywhere, anytime. I don't really care, because I have worked hard at this body. 41 years into this body. What are your goals?
Well, so my goals are pretty basic. I also follow a mostly plant-based diet, and similarly, it has absolutely turned into a lot of pasta and things like that.
Yummy, yummy.
So I'm trying to get back to a situation where I feel good, because I don't feel good. So I want to feel good, and in the short amount of time that I've been doing this, notice that when I wake up in the morning, I feel good because whatever I ate the night before.
Oh, I thought you were before this. I made the face of how you felt before this. You would wake up and be like, ugh.
Yeah.
Why do I feel hungover?
Yeah, and like, you know, no alcohol, and here I am feeling hungover, and I'm like, that doesn't make any goddamn sense. But I think my salt intake is too much, and how late I'm eating is too much, and then I go to sleep, and I just have this food just sitting, which is it's like dirty dishes in a sink. It's just disgusting. So I am the sink. So yeah, I just want to be healthier. I want to feel better, and that's pretty much it. And it's always easier to do a diet when somebody else is doing it, or have a routine when somebody else is doing it. So it came up, Honestly, the way that it came up is we saw our brother. He came to visit.
Yeah.
Came for a little COVID pop by.
And he looks amazing.
Yeah. Hopefully he watches this so he can be like, me?
Yeah.
No, he was like glowing.
And then we were like, what are you doing? And he said intermittent fasting. And we asked him for information. And he was like, just do it.
Yeah.
Typical man.
Yep.
That's what you sound like to us. Just do it. Just don't eat sometimes and eat sometimes. That's how men sound to me always.
Narrow your eating window to like this.
Yeah, it's just like
and then
yeah,
you're done.
and just exercise some. That's all. But anyway, he's about to turn 40, and he looks absolutely amazing. So, kudos to him for really being inspirational. I have to say, probably again, if you're watching this, it's the first time in your entire freaking life that you've been inspirational. I kid.
Oh my! I
kid.
mean, you're not wrong.
Long-term goals, though. So long-term. We have been wanting to and looking into hiking a really long stretch, like the Appalachian Trail
Or the PCT.
or the PCT or the AT. No, that's
No,
the
that's
Appalachian Trail. Or the
Or we go back to the AT.
what's the other one?
The
Continental
CDT.
Divide. Yeah. So those will take healthy, like if you're healthier, you're gonna have a better time with it. So I imagine that if I were to just like get up and start hiking the AT right now, I probably lose the weight, but it would be very painful, and I wouldn't enjoy it as much. So I think it goes back again, like enjoying life and feeling good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
That's it. Enjoy life, feel good. Those are the goals. So this is week 1.
We started Monday of this week.
Monday of this week, and
So.
it is currently Saturday. Weighed in. I plan to weigh in every Friday, so I weighed in yesterday, and I was down 2 pounds. Will I tell you my starting weight? No, go away.
So I weighed in yesterday, and I was actually down closer to 4 pounds, which is
It's not fair.
it's water weight, so that's to
That's
be expected.
fair.
That just tells you how much sodium and crap I had in my system.
That's fair. And I have to say, before I did my weigh-in to, like, my starting weigh-in, I had been on a kind of unofficial fast, I should say, just of like a stress fast. There's a lot going on that caused me like to kind of stop eating, and I think that's another reason why I wanted to do this, so I could make sure that I'm paying attention to what I'm eating, and making sure I get enough calories, because the opposite side of that is obviously not good for you either. Oh, which brings me to another point. I am using, where is it? Lose It to track all of my foods. Lose it. It's easy. I like it. You are using?
I'm using MyFitnessPal. I guess I can show the app. I don't think anybody needs to see it, but if you want to show.
The free versions are good enough, but they do have some like really cool things that you can track deeper.
I can't get there.
She's about to show you
There
all
it
her
is.
business.
You can't see it. MyFitnessPal, and there's a little picture of food. Oh, I thought it was a picture of me. It's not me. Just MyFitnessPal. I look like food, do I not?
Okay. All right. So I think lessons learned this week. Do you have any lessons that you?
Don't. In an attempt to have yourself a little night drink, don't wait till 7 minutes before your fasting window is over and pound a drink.
That's
not
thing.
not the solution.
So the just kind of like do your research, like drinking while you're on a fast. Like obviously, if you have limited amount of time to process and limited amount of calories, then you'll have to factor in these empty calories of alcohol.
But if you're running out of time,
Yes.
and you're like, I need a lot of calories quickly.
That's I don't know if that's the move. I'm gonna go ahead and point back to Soylent, and
Drink your
I don't
problems
sanction
away.
this over here. But to each his own. And I'm trying to think.
What did you learn? Yeah.
Lessons learned
Put
for
me
me.
on the
It was
spot.
the front loading my calories, because like waiting until 6 o'clock and being like, oh my gosh, I still have most of my calories to get through, leaves you in this like kind of panic state where you're like trying to force food in, and it's not good. And I have to say, like, probably backloading your calories to like before your fast probably isn't the best thing either, because then your body's working to get all, I don't know, then you're going to bed. I don't know. There's no scientific backing on that. It just, I don't know.
No, there is. You just don't have this time.
Exactly. I just am trying to, like, I feel 4 hours into my eating period, which is half of the 8 hours. I think that I'm keeping a track of like where I am with my calorie intake, because I don't want to be in that situation. Yesterday I did a much better job, and still was at the end like, okay, I need 130 calories. So that's all.
Yeah, I'm excited for continued benefits and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So hopefully week 2 exists, because we have done it.
Woo! Woo! Toodles.
Bye.